Hi there, it's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, what is up, everybody? It is, July 12th? And this is episode 103 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I'm CQ. I'm your Pop Culture Warrior. And with me, as always, is the guy who does all my stunts because I'm soft and fragile. He's the man in the bubble. He's the voice of the unpop cultured, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, Mr. Radar.
Hey.
Hi, Radar. Buddy. Gotta give me a second. Say hi, Radar.
Hi, Radar.
Oh, man. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I see you, Jim. Thanks for hanging out. Who we got in the chats tonight? Rob, Daniel, Heath. God bless you, Heath. You're always here. Raymond Trueblood. I like that. Good evening to you, sir. We're excited. We got so much show for you tonight. We've got Bobby Holland Hanton, the interview coming up later tonight in the second hour. If you know the guy, even though you might not know the guy, okay? He's one of the biggest and best stuntmen in Hollywood today. He's like the personal stunt double for Chris Hemsworth for all the Thor movies, the Extraction movies. He's doubled for Captain America. He's doubled for James Bond. I mean, the dude is a legend. I will caveat, it is a pre-recorded interview because my man is in the UK, took the time to join us, but you know, like our time here would be in the middle of the night for him, and it's just not fair. So it is a pre-recorded interview, and we're excited for it, though, either way. But before then, and before we get to our typical, because, you know, Radar, I want to say hi and all that bullshit. We'll get to that. But I got something that's been burning a hole in my chest, and I want to get it off my chest right here, right now. If you follow the socials, if you follow the TikToks, if you follow the Facebook, you know me. And another content creator out there got into a bit of a debate. All right, we got into an exchange of words, a differencing of opinions, and it boils down to spoilers. Something that we've done here quite often, Radar. In fact,
We spoil the shit out of things.
so much so that I created where's my button? Where the hell's there's my spoiler button. We created a spoiler button so that way we can talk comfortably without hurting anyone's sensitivities out there and ruining the show for anybody, right? So either way, I'm gonna he's joining us here tonight. So I'm gonna bring him on and we're gonna talk this out. We're gonna have a quick debate. I want you, the audience, to decide. I want you to decide who is right, who is wrong. We're gonna bring it. Let me bring out our guest here. 1 second. Please join us, the actual King Smith. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, what's up there, buddy?
We've had a bit of a disagreement here. So if I can, I mean, this is my show. So if I can, let me a quick brief. Basically, we know each other socially, and we have a group of guys that we hang out with, and we chat back and forth. And I saw Thor, you saw Thor, and another buddy that was on the chat had not seen Thor. Now, I, being the consummate professional I am, would never spoil a movie for anyone. And I put my thoughts. I said, I think the movie's like a 7, 8 out of 10. It was good. I specifically, I said, I liked the villain. I thought he was good. And the goats were funny. That's it. That's all I put. And you responded, dude, spoilers. Not everyone here has seen the movie. Implying that talking about our friend, because I know you had seen the movie. And so you have it in your mind that me saying the goats were funny was a spoiler for Thor: Love and Thunder. Is that correct?
Yes, you stated the facts correctly.
Thank you. I'm not trying to sway the audience's opinion. All right. I'm not trying to sway because I want honest feedback, guys. We're gonna debate this quickly here live. Go ahead in the chats. Put if you think it was spoilers or not spoilers. But I'm gonna give you the floor first, sir, because I know where I stand. Obviously, I mean on the right side. But I want to give you the chance to defend your statement that me saying the goats were funny was a spoiler for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank you for using your platform to have this debate. And I was fairly confident as you were posting things that I would get the viewers and the people between your social media and mine to see my side. That did not happen the way that I thought that it was going to. So between then and now, I started to try to write up a way to defend my position. And the more people that I tried to get to see my side, the more it kept coming back that they could not see my argument and that they would agree with you and the majority of everybody else that it was a spoiler. So before I concede, I would like to ask the people that are watching to put in the comment section, let me know if you thought that those goats were going to be a part of the movie. The reason why I did not know is I stayed away from trailers. For the big Marvel cinematic stuff, I try not to watch the trailers because I don't like to analyze anything. I like to get that fresh viewer experience. So for me, I didn't know that the goats were going to be doing what they were doing throughout the movie. And like you, I thought they were funny as well. But going into the movie, I didn't know that they were going to be a part of it. Now, according to IMDb, what are spoilers? A spoiler is usually defined as a remark or piece of information which reveals important plot elements. And then it says, for example, the ending or a major plot twist. But those are just two examples. Thus, spoiling a surprise and robbing the viewer of the suspense and enjoyment of the film. So by that definition on IMDb, I would have said that you saying that the goats were funny is robbing me of the experience of experiencing the goats for what they did throughout the movie. Now, final point. Final point. So I looked up what it means to concede. And it's a verb, and it means admit that something is true or valid after first denying or resisting it. Okay. So unless you have anything else for me,
I mean, I'd like to counter if that's possible.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do have a short concession speech.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
It is brief. Okay.
We'll get to that.
All
right. Because right now a lot of people are putting into the comments that sorry, not a spoiler. So I will say that I think your definition does, if you only look at the back half of it, right, robbing the enjoyment of a segment of the movie, then yes, accurate. But you have to read before that it's a plot of the movie. And while it is a through line in the movie, you cannot say the goats being funny were a plot to the movie. Therefore, I did not ruin the enjoyment or the segment of the movie that was a plot, because it's not a plot. Okay. I will also say, I agree with you. I stayed away from trailers. After like the first or second, which was months ago, I stayed away from trailers. Did not know anything about the goats like you did. And still felt that saying the goats were funny was not spoilerish, because, again, like you said, they could have had one scene. They could have been in one scene. I was like, oh, that scene, the goats were funny. They could have been the whole... Thor could have become a goat, and that was what was funny. I mean, so I think it was vague enough. That was my point. Daniel agrees, not a spoiler. The goats had nothing to do with the plot. So I think at this point, between TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and my friends and my family and your friends and your family, your own teenage daughter sat you down and explained to you what a spoiler is. I want to really enjoy this moment, okay? We've been friends for a long time, many years. And in that time, I can't recall the actual King Smith ever conceding a point. He might have said, man, and then moved on, but never an official recanting of a statement, an official concession of a statement. So I'm so proud of you for being man enough, for being brave enough, for being big enough to come here in front of my live audience and do this. So I will give you the floor, sir, to say what. Hang on one second. Go ahead.
All right. So I wrote this down, so I have to bring this up here. All right. I, the actual King Smith, concede to the point that the goats are funny was not a spoiler. However, and stop the music. Stop the music. However, because I live in the real world and all y'all live in the multiverse, I'm right, y'all are wrong. So you know what? Go ahead and think that the goats are funny was not a spoiler, because y'all don't have the mental capacity that this big brain has to understand what a spoiler is and what a spoiler isn't. There.
So close. We were so close to Radar. Come on, weigh in here, man. What?
He did not have sexual relations with that woman.
All right.
That's what I heard. I don't know, like, what he said.
That was the closest thing to an I was wrong I think I've ever heard come out of the actual King Smith.
You know, he made a point. He made a point, though. In the multiverse, it could be whatever you want it to be. And so I think he's not wrong there. Here's what I'm going to say, and this is where you guys get into semantics about all kinds of bullshit. Sure. About, is it this? Is it that? Is it what alpha? You know what it was? It's nothing. And y'all are buddies. Y'all fuck with each other all you want. But you know what? The goats are still funny. And they're not a huge part of the plot. But without the goats, would there be all of the things that happen.
Oh, Radar, don't be the one person on his side. Don't be the one person in the country.
I'm not really on his side. I'm just not on yours.
Oh,
so it was the music, man. The music was too much.
You know what? I'm gonna take this moment. I don't care.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got your speech already prepared, even though he didn't really concede in it.
I want to take this moment to really breathe it in. The fact that I unequivocally, without a doubt, unanimously was right. And that no one, not a single soul, barring the man in the bubble, came to the defense of the actual King Smith, proving once and for all that I am the greatest. I am the pop culture warrior, and I'm always right. You heard it here first.
Oh, always right. All right, then.
And Mephisto lives! All right, the actual King Smith. Thank you so much for playing along. This was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed embarrassing you quite a lot, an embarrassingly amount, actually. Anything you want to say to the fine people out there watching?
Yeah, no, man. Thanks, Radar. Thanks, CQ, for having me on. And to the uncultured out there, keep on watching, man. They put on a really good show here.
We appreciate it. All right, man. You be good, and we'll catch you on out there.
All right, see you, brother.
See you. All right, Radar.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that was
That
was a fun distraction.
It was a fun distraction.
That was a fun little distraction.
So we're gonna talk about that whole movie.
I mean, spoilers.
It's all the ghosts, man.
Here's the thing. Real quick, yeah. I will touch on them goats.
I will touch on them goats.
I will touch on Thor, that booty. So I enjoyed Thor. I did enjoy Thor. I know you saw it, and I want to hear your opinion of it. I did enjoy it. Although
there's always an although.
I've enjoyed them injecting more comedy into the Marvel movies. I enjoyed them injecting, especially into Thor, making him more of a comical character, right? He's a fish out of water kind of character. But I feel this movie took it a little too far. He was a little too frat boy. It was like a cartoon character come to life. It was like Bugs Bunny. You know what I mean? It was too much comedy. I feel like if they'd cut it back by like 20%, I think it'd been a perfect movie. Really good. I loved Gore the God Butcher, the character. I loved the villain. I mean, Christian Bale's a fine actor, and I think he knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely did.
There were some choices in the story. Again, not going to cover spoilers. Not this week, anyway.
This week we talk about spoilers all the damn time. Put this little thingy up.
Okay, let's do the general review, and then we can touch on spoilers.
All right.
There were some choices in the story that I was like, I would have won a different way. I think Natalie Portman knocked it out of the park as Jane Foster, and the Mighty Thor. That's not a spoiler. We also the trailers. Valkyrie was good. You know. Maybe too much Korg. Taika Waititi loves putting himself in his movies. Maybe could have used a little less. What else? Visually it was stunning. I mean, they do a great job visually, and I just like the Guardians. You know, you've seen the commercials. The Guardians are in there. Mm-hmm. Personally, I thought didn't need to be in there. They're in there for such a short period.
I think they were in there for the right amount of time, and this is why.
Okay.
Put the spoiler thing up. Put your spoiler thing up.
All right.
We're just not going to be able to.
Guys, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, we're going to put up a little warning for you, and then we will discuss the movie. And as soon as we're done discussing the spoilers, I will remove it, and it's safe to hear us again. Go Go ahead, Radar.
Yep. And I think Daniel's going to agree with me because at the last time we saw Thor,
yes,
he was leaving with the Guardians.
I understand.
And you have to have. You don't have to. They were in the perfect amount. It was like, all right, at the very beginning, hey, we got Thor. Fuck Thor, dude. He's all fucking our shit. Like, bye, I'll see ya. They were there for what, like 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah, 10, 15
You know
minutes,
what I mean? First off, it introduced the goats.
I mean, yeah, we couldn't have the goats without the Guardians. My point, and look, I understand. Everybody's gonna say, oh, it's continuity, it's picking up from Endgame and all that. I understand all that. What I'm saying is, you can have a quick flash of like battle. They're sick of him. Drop him off.
That's basically what it was.
I think it was much more than that. I think it was.
No, I don't think so, dude. And honestly, as much as we saw them in the movie, that's about exactly how much they saw him in the trailer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really,
pretty much.
I mean,
and since we're doing spoilers too,
they were in there the perfect amount of time.
Since we're doing spoilers too,
yes.
The whole thing was he tried to build an army to fight against Gore. At no point did he reach out to the Guardians, the people he had been fighting wars with.
But they weren't gods. He wanted to enlist the gods, dude. He didn't want just anybody. He wanted the gods. He wanted Zeus and the other gods to go help fight Gore the God Butcher. Dude's already killing gods, man. What is he gonna do with fucking mortals?
I guess.
See what I mean? Just saying.
I wanted more Gore, or not Gore. Gore the God Butcher. Like, I wanted more the villain. We didn't get to see him really slay any gods. You know, he did everything off screen. I would have liked to have seen him more. Now, we talked about this last week. There are reportedly cut scenes with Peter Dinklage, with Lena Headey from Game of Thrones, with Jeff Goldblum, who are all, well, not Lena, but the other two are characters from previous movies that we've seen. And, you know, whoever Lena was going to play, like Athena or who knows, whatever. So maybe he did have more killing, but I don't know. I just,
dude, I don't know. I get what you're coming from. It was a little
too broy. It was a little too broy for me. That's the thing. It was a little too broy for me. There was just it's a little too slapstick. You know.
No, you know what? I think it was less than Ragnarok.
No, are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
He does a split kick between two hover bikes. You know, come on.
Yeah, but that was in the very beginning.
It's still in the movie.
I'm just saying, and that was with the Guardians, dude. That was with the very beginning when it was all fucking. That's the Guardians is the same way, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy is a bunch of fucking. It's a funny show.
Yeah.
And and this is where I really like this, because once he transitioned, once he left them, like when he's with them, it's the very funny slapstick comedian bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when he went to be Thor again, when it becomes a Thor movie, he drops a lot of that off. There was still the goats were still funny. There was still funny spots to it, but it wasn't near as slapstick.
He sees Jane Foster in a costume. What does he do? He fucking, calls his helmet, and then he realizes the helmet's going to say something. What do he do? Chink! Makes the helmet ears longer.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, dude,
it's silly.
It makes him more. It makes him more relatable. It does. Seriously.
I think Fat Thor made him more relatable. I don't think silly Thor makes him more relatable.
No, I think it does, dude, because it gives the characters depth a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gives them more than just the fucking lightning bolts coming out of his fucking hammer, part of Thor. It makes him feel.
These are not spoilers. Why do we have a spoiler alert?
Because we're talking about others. We're talking about the goats and stuff.
I will say this at the end. Talking to spoilers, having the eternity basically create a child who has power and all this. It's an interesting decision. To do that, and I found that's actually his daughter. That's Chris Hemsworth's daughter that played that, which I thought was pretty cool for him to do that. Now, going into this movie, Chris Hemsworth's been on record saying, like, I don't know if I'm done with Thor. Like, he's like, I kind of think it's kind of over. I've done it. I've kind of moving on to other things. And yet, if you stay to the end credits, big bold letters, Thor will return.
Yes.
Now, are they saying Chris Hemsworth's Thor?
Has to.
Or are they saying Jane Foster's Thor?
Jane Foster dead.
Doesn't really stop a lot of people. Think about the Phase 4 properties this year. Think about
fucking Loki. Look at how many times Loki been dead.
Moon Knight coming in and out of death. We have we've already had Black Panther, who kind of crosses to the the ancestral plane. In the Miss Marvel series, she's crossing over into this weird, like, the other ether, I don't know, kind of. I feel like Phase 4 is a lot about crossing over to other, realms and coming back. And if you know the comic books, after Jane Foster becomes the Mighty Thor, she does relent, gives off that power. She does go to Valhalla. She then becomes Valkyrie. She becomes the Valkyrie because King Valkyrie's off doing her thing. So they need a actual Valkyrie. And so I think that's actually a nod for her to become the Valkyrie character, and then a way for her to come, because Valkyrie can cross back and forth between Valhalla and the living world. So I think we actually will see more of her. Any other spoilers? Because I want to take off the.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. This is the biggest spoiler to me. The whole thing.
Okay.
Because we're coming into this, with all the other properties, whether it be Captain America or Hawkeye or whatever, they've basically taken the old one and retired him in some way, whether it be through death or whatever, and brought in a new kind of replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really thinking, from all of the stuff they had going on, and all of the spoilers or not spoilers, all the previews and everything, I really thought that Thor was going to die. Was Chris Hemsworth was going to die,
right? And
then James was going to take over as and that did not happen.
Right.
As much as you're saying it could happen, it's not happening.
Well, they kept it true to kind of the comic books, that's what happened. Jane Foster became Mighty Thor and then eventually died. She succumbed to her cancer.
But what I'm saying is, some of these have been pretty true to the comics. Some have not.
Right. Fair.
And the way they've been doing it, they've been retiring or in some way getting rid of the old characters, and moving into the new.
To the new, yeah.
And that kind of, I don't know, this Phase 4 has kind of been a rebirth of a lot of these.
Yeah, like the core 6. It's the passing of the torch for a lot of them. And a lot of us, myself included, thought that Jane Foster's Thor was going to stick around a little bit longer and kind of, like you said, be the replacement for the original 6.
I actually thought, even at the end of the movie, I thought she wasn't going to die, and they were going to raise the baby. They're going to raise the daughter together.
Right.
That's what even
as it was happening,
then,
I thought the same thing. I went,
okay. Somehow she was going to get.
Yep. He was going to wish for his daughter to be back and like her cancer to be gone. Like that was going to be the wish. And then, but it didn't happen that way, which again, true to the comic books, it works out that way. It also gives us a nice look at Valhalla and Heimdall, a little peek there. A lot of cameos.
I like Heimdall's kid too. He was fun.
Yeah, he's cute.
Question though, and this is going to be this is
the kid could be remember we were talking about Young Avengers.
Yep.
I think a Heimdall Jr. would be a cool member of the Young Avengers.
Yep. Question. How long has Thor been able to give people powers?
Yeah, that's interesting. That was interesting. Because I feel like that would have been a move helpful in a lot of situations.
Right.
A lot of situations that would have came in handy, but.
And maybe that's something in that time period between Endgame and now that he realized he could do. Because all through his character arc, we've seen him kind of, as he progresses.
He powers up, yeah.
He gets more power. Or maybe doesn't know, he more realizes the power he has and can. It's almost like watching Miss Marvel, but more advanced.
I like Daniel's point. He didn't realize what he had done to Mjolnir to protect Jane. He did it accidentally.
Right.
And I think maybe in learning that he had done that, he kind of realized, oh shit, maybe I can enchant my own hammer. Like maybe, and now that the hammer's back, who knows how that changed its abilities.
Right.
And so I guess he figured, screw it, let's try it. If I could do it for Jane, maybe I could do it for these kids. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, there's been a lot of times that'd been way fucking easier. I don't know, when you're battling Thanos, if everybody could fucking shoot lightning bolts,
that would have
and
been great.
beat people up with teddy bears and shit.
Not just fucking Captain America, but like give everybody the power of Thor. The sports bar coming in hot. He says, in my opinion, I'm kind of stuck into thinking that all these Phase 4 movies build up to another big team-up movie like the previous phases. It's causing me to look forward to the end of the movie instead of enjoying the movie as it's unfolding. That's true. And I think that's why very specifically, very thoughtfully, Kevin Feige said, we're not going to talk about like phases. Like he said, like, yes, we're in Phase 4, but we're not going to tell you what Phase 5 is or Phase 6 is or how they culminate. We're just going to let you know we're in Phase 4, right? And he just recently, as much as like 2 days ago when Thor came out, he says, we're nearing the end of Phase 4 and things will start to make sense. That was his comment. Like you're going to see, things are going to start making sense and you're going to start to see the path forward. But very much like the sports bar coach at the sports bar, you know, I'm constantly thinking like, okay, where does this go? What is it? I can't just sit and enjoy the movie. And instead of like, okay, what are we building to? Are we building to Kang? Are we building to Galactus? Are we building to Doom? Like where are we going with this? You know, Mephisto? I mean, he's got to be somewhere, you know, so.
Well, yes. but I wonder, I actually think they're going to split it off a little bit.
All right. Spoilers are gone.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of think they're going to like, maybe it's not just going to be a Thanos or a Galactus, or it's going to be, I don't know, like the kind of outer spacey fucking Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy and all them are going after fucking Galactus.
It's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing because thinking about like, okay, we always have to up the ante, right? Avengers, it was about like the Earth getting, you know, taken over by aliens. And then Avengers Age of Ultron, it was like, okay, the robot sentient army taking over. And then obviously Thanos and then Endgame and all that. And then like, you know, we're at the level where there's freaking Celestials appearing above Earth, you know, like, and in here in Thor, fucking spoilers, it ends with something it's huge, big. Like when you think about it, it is eternity itself. Like it is big. So like, how much bigger can we get? Right? Yeah, we've already fucked with time and space. We've, you know, like it just, I don't know. How do you raise the stakes? What is left? We already killed off half the freaking universe. Then okay, we say, okay, that's not even a big deal because time and multiverses. And now we've jumped to multiverses and we, you know, we've. I don't know. I am, all I know is that at some point we are building to a Young Avengers. That's gonna happen. You just know it's gonna happen.
It's got to.
We know we're getting a Thunderbolts / I think it'd be better Dark Avengers, especially now that Thunderbolt Ross is dead. So we know that's gonna come. The Russos, who fucking gave us Endgame and all the best Marvel movies, honestly, have said the only movie they would come back to do for Marvel is Secret War, which if they do Secret War, that movie's going to be awesome. That would be, especially with the Russos doing it. Oh, it would be so good. And then you could bring back guys like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, so that's all. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, if you recall, we talked about it last week. We were supposed to have a live guest today.
We were
supposed to have the wonderful, God, I would butcher her name if I tried to just say it now. I got to practice that. But from Miss Marvel. Unfortunately, work things happen, right? I mean, it's work. So she'll be joining us next week, which is awesome because tonight we get the finale of Miss Marvel, and then next week we get her joining us. And sorry, that made me laugh in the comments. Hashtag CQ for Wolverine. Yeah,
yes. I don't disagree with that.
Here's the thing. I would love the opportunity. Dude, I would literally sink my teeth into a role like Wolverine, but I don't think I just imagined myself like going and I was like, I don't think I can. I don't know. I don't think I can pull off the menacing nature of maybe old man Wolverine. I could play old man Wolverine. just fat, sloppy, and like get off my yard. But thank you for that. Hashtag CQ for Wolverine. God bless. God bless. Oh my God. I'd have to play someone a lot less popular. A lot less. It was like what was Deadpool's like not sidekick, but it was like Bob. He was
oh yeah.
He was like a member of Hydra, or a member of AIM or something like that. But yeah, I'd be a good Bob, I think. A really good foil for Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. Like, come on, DP. Let's go. Oh, don't clip that and use that because that sounds terrible out of context.
No, that sounded great.
Anyway, what else? Could imagine a universe where CQ is Wolverine. What? Bill Burr is Professor X?
Actually, I wouldn't hate that.
Oh man!
That would be fucking hilarious.
Only if we get
Bill Burr is Reed Richards.
Mr. Fantastic. Bill Burr is Mr. Fantastic.
Yes. Or Lewis Black.
Jesus Christ. If Bill Burr is Mr. Fantastic, Lewis Black is the Thing. That's what's happening.
Oh,
and then Janine Garofalo as Sue Storm. We'll just bring back all the freaking popular 90s comics.
Yes.
Featuring Carrot Top as Johnny Storm. Flame on with his fucking orange hair. Oh man. God Jesus. We have gone off the rails. The actual King Smith as Juggernaut. Yes. Yes. Fuck it. Let's go. You know what? We're going to shoot a fan-made WTF Nation Radio presents the X-Men. It's just going to be us. It's terrible cosplay. Like this is Party City level costumes. Oh man. You ever see there's a great series, and guys, if you haven't seen it, you gotta Pete Holmes did this great series. I don't know if it was back on College Humor or on the Pete Holmes show, but it was basically he's like an office worker and he's talking to different video game and like superhero characters. So like, he's the guy letting people into like Street Fighter. So he's talking to Chun-Li and he's talking to Ryu and all these guys and Vega, and he's like, you have blades. You can't use that in a street fight. It's a hilarious series. You got to find it. It's so funny. It's so
when you order the Fantastic Four from Wish.
Yes. The Fantastic Four.
The Autistic Four.
Yes. Anyway, yes. WTF Nation presents. We're gonna start. That's gonna be our OnlyFans content. We're just gonna make fanfic of us as different superheroes and characters. I don't know. Who would you play, Radar? Who's Radar?
Who's Radar?
If you could be any character.
Agent Coulson.
I could see it. I'm looking at you, and I'm getting a vibe. I'm getting a Punisher. I'm getting a Punisher vibe.
No.
But like the really broken down, like skinhead Punisher when he's just like really given up. Like he's just
I've really given up. I mean, that's I look like I've really given up. It's the 8 kids.
That's the Brady Bunch. All right. Anyway, This guy, we've lost control here. We have gone completely off the rails. So another thing that I wanted to talk about outside the norm is that so typically, you guys know, you've been around long enough. We jump to a commercial break, play some musics, and then we come back and we do more show. Recently, because of this show, because of you wonderful people, I've been getting more and more opportunities to do different things. One of them is movie companies are sending me screeners to watch movies before they release, and then offering me opportunities to interview the actors and directors and writers of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it behooves, caveat, is that a lot of times when they're promoting these movies, very small, think like when you watch the news, think when you watch like one, ET or one of these, segment shows, it's like a 5-minute interview, 10-minute interview, 15-minute interview, super, super short, super to the point. Not like, what I love, which is the long format. I love getting to know a guest. And so I've been getting opportunities to do these really short interviews, and I've recorded a few of them now. They can never have them live because they're like 1:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. So you can't put it in front of a live audience. So I've been recording them. I've been kind of stacking them up, actually. Not sure what to do with them. If I should just post them or whatever.
Maybe we should just have like I was gonna say you could do something where you have that as like your opener. If you have like a 5-10 minute interview, have that as your opener.
We could have that part of like the intro, the roll up to the show. I might actually do that. I'm curious because I want to give the audience what they want. So here's my dilemma, and I'd love to have you guys weigh in on it. Is if I have something like a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute interview, is it better to like open the show with that? Like literally, instead of having like that 5-6 minute intro, just roll straight into an interview and then go live right after that interview? Or, and this is what I was thinking, instead of the break, instead of a 10-minute break of just music, I slot that interview in there. So we basically like, here in another 20 minutes or so, when we're wrapping up the first hour, toss to that interview. Then by the time it's done, we come back to us and, do the live interview or what have you. It's going to be another recorded interview for today, but whatever. So I don't know. I'm affectionately calling these quickies with CQ, so that I can say stupid things like enjoy.
What if we just did them on like a fucking Wednesday night?
Well, because
just do like a, I don't know, do like a quick show, do like a half-hour show and then have a quickie.
Quickies with CQ and Radar.
How many of these do you have? Just a handful, or?
Yeah, just a few right now. Because we're gonna use 2 of them tonight. So
all right, but I'm just saying if you had
a couple.
If you had a couple.
But there's gonna be more opportunities, obviously. Like for instance, guys, go check out American Carnage in theaters and on demand this Friday, July 15th. We're going to be tossing to a quickie with Alan Maldonado, one of the stars of the movie. And I have things to say about it, but I'm going to say it after I air the interview because, I'm going to air my thoughts about the movie after that. Nemo in the chat says, after knowing CQ for a very long time, I'd say he would be Iron Man, super celebrity status. I think given enough time, how could you do Iron Man after Robert Downey Jr.? You just can't. But if we're talking fanfic, I think I could do Iron Man. I think I could. I'd have to lose a shit ton of weight and wear a wig, but I think I could do. Iron Man.
Yeah, I think I could. Be fine. They can CGI that shit, dude. You'd be all right.
Yeah. So the name is not certain yet either. Quickies. I'm just using that.
I don't hate it.
That's the thing. I don't hate it. If you guys can think of,
I like the quickies.
Let's name the segment. What would you call a 10-minute interview segment in a 2-hour pop culture, 2-3 hour pop culture show? I figured quickies. Quickies with CQ. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't know.
like it. I like it.
Of course you do, because you're a dirty old man. Of course
I am
you
a
like
dirty old man, but I like I mean it's funny. It's not super inappropriate.
Oh, Leon brings a good point.
What's that?
I mean, he's saying post them on OnlyFans. Obviously, I'm not going to post them on OnlyFans. But, like, I do have a Patreon. I mean, I could give exclusive kind of, you know,
you could
stuff
do early release. Early release to them.
Yeah.
Like right after, give them a week or so on there, and then do the quickie on the Wednesday.
Carrie knows. Carl. Carrie? Carl. I can't say, the typo is really small. It's either Carrie or Carl. He says, who doesn't love a good quickie? And Rob says, CQ's short strokes. Okay. That, while funny, I feel like we've jumped from innuendo to like fucking right on the nose. It's like CQ jerking off dicks. Like that's what we're going to name the segment. Like we're trying to be clever here. I mean, short strokes is a bit on the nose. A bit on the nose.
It's on the nose. You're doing it wrong.
Nick wants to know: did quickies with CQ? Was that an idea from your wife? Oh, well done, sir. Well done.
Now, but back to the seriousness of this.
Yes.
If you give them to your OnlyFans or whatever for a little
Patreon,
bit, and then give us the sloppy seconds a week later.
Sure. I mean, I might do that. I do have a few unreleased. I never even thought about it, but I have a few unreleased interviews, and I'll post them up on the Patreon, and then after X amount of time, I'll you guys are funny tonight. I like it. Who doesn't love a good quickie?
The CQ casting couch. Yeah, get you just a black leather couch and just sit in the corner like a smoking jacket on. I'm
the
here
whole
with,
interview. I'm just like leaning back with my hand in my pants and just like. Yeah.
No, not in your pants. That's a little inappropriate.
Just
no. But it's a pre-recorded interview, right?
Right.
Film the bit of you opening it. Welcome to CQ's Quickies from the casting couch, from CQ's casting couch. Put it over there to camera left underneath your pictures there, right? And do you feel comfortable? Have you ever tried a pre-recorded interview before or something like that?
I like that. Quick releases. I like that. Oh man. Oh God.
I love it. I think that's a great idea. I think you can really work with these things.
Oh man. You guys are too much. Oh man, we have the best. I hate calling it fans. I hate calling you guys fans because it's more than fandom. It's
more of a cult.
It's more of a cult. All you cultists. Oh man. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway. All right. Enough of that.
But anyway, back to the story. Okay, so yeah.
What story are you talking about?
I was just trying to change the subject.
You made me think, like, were we in a story? Were we in
a real one?
Anyway, I do have things we can talk about.
Go.
With what little time we have left before the first
CQ's fake taxi.
Oh my God. You guys are too much. You're too much. I won't call you master. Oh, Jesus. All right. I got to get this bitch back on the rails at some point. This is Greg is on point. He says this has completely devolved. This has devolved. Something we haven't talked about in a while. We haven't talked about games. We've been talking about movies. We've been talking about TV. We've been talking about a shit ton of shit. We're talking about games in a minute. So I got some gaming news for you that I'm pretty excited about. So first up is a tease. It's a tease. I'm gonna give you a tease and see if you can guess. Let's see. Hold on. Where is it? Where did I put it? There you are. See if you can guess what game is being teased here. So enjoy this quick teaser. Shut up. Just shut up. Should probably come off mute. Who could guess what that was?
Sonic.
Yes, you got it. Sonic the Hedgehog. Well done.
Dad finally came back with those cigarettes. Forgot the milk. I'll be back.
Anyway, a new open world Terminator game has been announced, and it sounds pretty ambitious. The franchise has had a number of video games over the years, some bad, some meh, none that are really a standout hit. So the IP has yet to have its own kind of like Alien Isolation game or Batman Arkham game. So it's time, right? It's Leisure. You guys, great guesses. Animal Crossing, Leisure Suit Larry, This Is Us, Sonic, Harry Potter. You guys are on it. I love it. So Nacon, Nacon, has announced a new untitled open world Terminator game. Game is set before the events of Judgment Day and will feature an original story that builds off the story from the films. Got like which film? Because there's like 60 of them, and they've lost the thread of what is actually the story. It's unknown whether any familiar faces from the films will pop up, but it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. One iconic face did appear in the reveal trailer, obviously the T-800, without the Arnold skin. You know, there's a great deleted scene of how the Arnold T-800 came to be. It's actually, it's so ridiculous, but it's so good. You guys, when you're done with the show, look up the deleted scene. Basically, there's a recording from Skynet, like an advertisement from Skynet, and it's them building the T-800s, and they're like, you know, like these are the future of the machines, and you know, we're looking for the right look. And then in comes like Arnold Schwarzenegger in like full military regalia. And you're like, oh shit, this is when they decide he's going to be the look for it. But when he talks, he's like, and y'all be ready for when we get the machines. And it's like somebody else's voice. And then they have like a scientist, like who's working on this stuff. And he's like, yeah, what I think is, but it's Arnold's voice. So like, obviously the joke being that they use this guy's body type, but this guy's voice for some reason. Again, it's a silly scene, but it's one of those things where like it kind of like adds to the lore of it. I thought it was hilarious. Obviously, there's a reason they cut it out of the movie. But yeah. And Heath says those could have been Sarah Connor's sunglasses from the movie. Yeah, I mean, it very well could have been her glasses in the scene. But yeah, so no gameplay has been revealed, but Nacon noted that it will be a survival game, which seems rather fitting for the era of the Terminator it's set in. It's unclear how hardcore of a survival game it will be, like a Doom survival game or, something along those lines. Currently no release date, nothing for the title, so it's definitely a ways off. But are you ready to see something that does actually have a little bit of gameplay footage that was announced?
Yes, please.
Since we're talking about 80s franchises becoming video games, I got something for you right here. Let's cue that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean.
I know, but I wasn't ready to roll it, so I was cueing it. Now let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
In local news, a new crime wave that is sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers.
Disturbance? I'm a big fan. Now move!
Can you fly?
What the hell is this? Where is all the money? We all saw it hesitate in a life and death situation. Why?
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids. I mean, if I had any. This was just an isolated glitch.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Is that going to be open world too?
It looks to be open world. So what I have here is that also from publisher Nacon, but developer Teon. It's released new gameplay trailer for the upcoming video game based on the classic movie franchise. In addition to showing off the first significant look at the title, it was also revealed that it will specifically be released PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, Nintendo Switch, and PC in June of next year. So that's exciting. And also, Peter Weller is reprising his voice as RoboCop. So bringing back the true original. Yeah, I there's a lot. I don't know what's up with the bringing 80s franchises. You know, I'm waiting on that Back to the Future video game to drop. Apparently, I don't know. But yeah, we got some heavy hitters. What'd you think of the footage? I mean, enough to make you like, oh shit, I'll play a RoboCop game.
No. No, they just.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. Just I don't know, dude. Okay, if you can go around as RoboCop and like shoot motherfuckers in the face or something, like if it's like GTA, but you can be RoboCop, I might be in.
I mean, that kind of what it looked like, sort of.
It feels like it's just gonna be like I don't know.
It's one of those shooters. I don't know. Scott says, you know, he'd be interested to buy a Series X just so he could play RoboCop.
I wouldn't.
I'm with Daniel. We need a good Judge Dredd game.
Yeah.
The Judge Dredd game. I like Judge Dredd, man.
All right.
I like Judge Dredd. I would totally play a Judge Dredd game.
Just being a fuck about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't know, dude. I'm so like out of it with video games.
Well, yeah. Well, you're getting.
I don't
old.
even see anything like I was sitting here the other day and I was coming home from work and my wife worked that night. I was like, I probably should play some video games. I came home, turned my Xbox on. I didn't have any clue what to play. And I was like, I didn't even turn my Xbox on in like 3 months. So it took like an hour to fucking even get in the games ready to play anyway. And then I was gonna play PUBG for a minute. I was like, no, this sounds boring, dude. And then I went for a motorcycle ride.
What do you guys in the chats? What are you guys playing right now? If you're a gamer, if you're playing, even if you're not a gamer, if you casually game, what are you guys playing right now? Because I know like there are parts of the year where I'm big into like Madden and football, and then there's parts of the year where I'm kind of into the shooting stuff, Call of Duty, Warzone, and there's parts of the year where I'm into the survival stuff like Dead by Daylight. And then there's parts of the year where I'm like, I go like super like I'm playing Fall Guys, like the little cartoony platform jumper and, you know, things like the Ninja Turtle game. Like it just, Vanguard, Jesus Christ, Heath, you're playing Vanguard? Oh, goodness. Get that man, Kari and Daniel playing Diablo Immortal. Ace Combat 7, thanks to Top Gun. Why haven't they made another Ace Combat game? Ace Combat 7 came out in like 2004.
There was a new one that came out not too long ago, and it sucked balls.
It wasn't Ace Combat though.
It was an Ace Combat release. It was fucking shit.
No,
it was junk, dude. Seriously, it was so fucking dumb. Honestly, I haven't played a good Ace Combat game since PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be a dick, but it seemed like the last good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. And here's the thing. I don't understand this. Why they don't have any good. You know what? War Thunder's got a pretty decent flight simulator game. If you want to do air-to-air combat,
yeah.
That's like the only good one is War Thunder. Honestly, that's got some pretty good stuff in it. But you have to progress. You can't just like, I don't know, start with like good play. You start like a fucking biplane. and you get fucking your shit pushed in. So it kind of sucks.
Let's see.
You know what I mean?
People saying Quake Champions, Unreal, Dead Island, Blood Rain. The new Ace Combat is on its way. All right. I'd like to see what they're doing with that.
You know, if I just want, just make it like this one you had to do. What's those stupid games you like to play where you have to follow the storyline? That's fucking dumb. I don't want to do that.
That's the nicest way what's the stupid shit you like to play?
Yeah, where you're like, I gotta do all these quests and shit. No. Okay, I haven't even played a Call of Duty. I haven't even played the campaign for the last 3 titles I bought. I go right to multiplayer and I start fucking getting guns.
Sure.
And I get all of them fucking gold, and then I just fucking train wreck little kids. That's what I want to do on Call of Duty. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I like to get it as early as I can. And I haven't even played. I think the last one I got and actually gave a shit about was Ghosts or World War II. I got World War II when it first came out. But then I just get it. I get it like seriously. Like I get it at beta, right? And I get good. I learn the maps. And then like when all the little kids get it for like fucking Christmas morning, by then I'm like already like 4th or 5th prestige, and I just fucking train wreck little kids. I make them hate their lives, and I like tell them they should be fucking, their mom should have swallowed them, and then I just beat them up. And then I hit max prestige and I get bored with it, and I quit playing it.
Explains so much. A couple comments I want to highlight. First of all, Heath, you're absolutely right. EA does need to make a new Fight Night. God, I miss Fight Night. Those are
that'd be fun.
Good games. Yeah, the closest they got, like UFC made their game. It's all right. It's fun for a while, but like I miss a good like boxing, just knocking the dude's head off. Sports Bar said nobody's made the Boys game yet. I am intrigued, but also I don't know how you can make that.
I still haven't watched it, so whatever.
Yeah, well, obviously you don't know, but like it's a great property, but I just don't know how you'd make a game of it. Like you'd have to kill superheroes. Like that would be the game. Like it's just killing superheroes somehow. I don't know. That's interesting. Greg wants to know, how are you mad at things you don't even play?
Maybe what am I mad at?
You were talking about saying the shit that I play that you think
I'm not even mad about it. I don't like that kind of bullshit. So I get all fucking mad when I want to. Okay, like when it comes to like Ace Combat. This last Ace Combat, it was on like fucking Game Pass, right? I downloaded it. I thought it'd be kind of fun, right? And you play through the tech tree kind of, right? And you get like, but you have to keep playing the fucking mission. I don't want to play the fucking mission. I don't want to fly through these fucking radar jamming fucking signals and bullshit. I want to take the fuck off, and I want to shoot down as many people as I can before I get shot down. Then I want to hop into another fucking plane and do it again. That's what I want. Like third mission in was they have all these fucking radars all over your screen. You had to fucking woo to get through them. That was fucking dumb as shit. I played like 3 times. This is fucking dumb as shit. I don't want to play this. I want to fucking shoot motherfuckers down. I want to get on here and I want to shoot down other motherfuckers. That's what I want to do. Say like World of Tanks or fucking any shooting game. I want to shoot motherfuckers. I don't want to just fucking tiptoe around some bullshit.
I'm gonna set you up with a pitch meeting to the creators of the games, and I think you're gonna motivate them.
Yeah. I just do this, and then be like, "Hey, Red, what should we do?" I'm like, "Make it not suck."
Yeah, Greg's right, and here's the rant.
Yeah, just shoot. It's called a shooter. I want to shoot other motherfuckers. Like, how hard is that?
Yeah. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. All right.
What is new Omnisura? What are you talking about, Heath? What's the Omnisura?
Omnisura. Animusha.
Omnisura. Sounds made up.
Dude, who remembers Soul Reaver? I used to love Soul Reaver. That was a great game. I don't know whatever happened. They made like 2 or 3.
They made a song about it. Soul Weaver.
Moving right along.
Anyway, okay.
Moving right along. Leon says a new Mike Tyson's Punch Out with Logan Paul as Little Mac. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I don't know who would be the Mike Tyson though, because Mike Tyson ain't Mike Tyson anymore. But we need a new Mike Tyson. All right. So here's the deal.
All right, keep going.
I'm gonna toss us. Me and Radar are gonna take a break.
All right.
Instead of music, you guys are gonna get to see the very first. You're gonna get to see my first quickie. You're gonna get to see my very first quickie. It's a quickie with Alan Maldonado, and let me give you a bit before I just jump right into the quickie. You know, Alan Maldonado is it's a quick 10-minute interview. This is this guy's appeared in movies like Live Free or Die Hard, Cake, Straight Outta Compton. He's been a series regular on shows like The Young and the Restless, You're the Worst, Survivor's Remorse, The Last OG, Blackish, The Wonder Years. Most recently, he's been on Heels. You can see him in the upcoming movie American Carnage. It's a thriller comedy releasing in theaters and on demand this Friday, July 15th. So, guys, please enjoy this first quickie with Alan Maldonado. Hey, Alan, nice to meet you, man.
What's happening with you? CQ, what's up? What's up? What's going on with you, baby?
I'm doing good, man. You know, I gotta say, I start off, you know, I've seen you in so much stuff lately, from Blackish and The Wonder Years and Heels, man. You're doing your thing, and we love it, man. I'm Puerto Rican,
hey, come on, Boricua.
That's right, Boricua, baby. I feel the connection, and every time we see it, let's go represent.
Love.
So I watched American Carnage, man, and this movie was wild. All right, this is for those that don't know, it's like a twisted thriller comedy. Can you think of, for the people that are watching, can you think of a movie with a similar tone to this one to give them reference?
I mean, yeah, but I don't like the feel that I get is Get Out. It gives me that type of energy, and as far as where you think it's going and where it goes. Yeah. The way it twists and shifts, the thriller suspense of it all. I think that's the best in the most recent sort of film that is similar.
Yeah, I did notice too, at early part of the movie, the main characters in his room, there's a poster for Us. And I was like, oh man, that's a cool little subtle call out to the genre of it. So very nice. And you play Big Mac, which I mean, I have to say, not just because we're talking, like it had to have been the juiciest part of the movie. Okay. it looked like you were having so much fun with that character. I mean, he's funny, he's complex, he's, you know, he's tough on the outside, a little soft on the inside. What drew you to playing this character?
Oh man, Big Mac, man. You know, he like macking the big ladies. So it was just fun that the energy that this particular character has on screen, and just in these wild moments and dark moments, and he somehow finds a way to find humor in it all, was inviting. And just again, we had the opportunity to shoot this in Spain for 3 months, man. So that was the best icing on the cake, on top of the messaging of the film, and also just the fun Big Mac had in the script.
I'm curious, you know, compared to a lot of the other characters you played, it's a little bit different, right? His the way he is and his character. How do you approach playing a character like this? You know, is there anywhere you drew inspiration from for his quirks?
Well, listen, like every character that I play is like designed, like it's built from the ground up. Think of it like an Iron Man suit, and I'm just in the inside, you know, driving the thing. So with each character, you know, I wanted to build something different. Like his hair was at the braided at the top, like all of that these are small nuances that go into designing the character. So some stuff I pull from my own experience, some stuff it's from others' experience, some stuff I'll research. But you know, I love finding real moments, real situations, and real like craziness to kind of witness and kind of embody or give those type of emotions to a character. So that's always the fun part, and me searching for emotions to color whatever character I'm building.
Right on. There's a moment in this film you have a scene with, and I really don't want to spoil anything because it's so good.
Yeah.
Mr. Phillips. You have a moment with Mr. Phillips. Things go awry, and the acting in that was incredible. The pure terror that you could see on your face and some of the stills is incredible. Was that something? Was it done practically, or was there a lot of kind of CGI involved?
Nah, that dude was really doing that stuff, man. Like that was like, yo, like you don't need much when you see a dude really fall off a bed and then start crawling like a spider upside down in real life. Like the dude, I can't remember his name right now. I apologize for that. But he is amazing. So it wasn't really hard responding to the wildness of what I was witnessing while shooting it. So and just the locations that we found were just spot on in regards to what we needed, and it just added to the real life horror of what we were trying to execute on camera.
Right on. Without spoiling any endings, do you feel like this is a character, regardless of the outcome of the movie? Is this a character that you would like to see, like get another chance to return to him and maybe take him somewhere else or something different?
Listen, man, Big Mac is ready for the world. You know, not just the big ladies. You want everybody. But no, yeah, definitely, man. It's a fun space, a fun kind of world. It would be interesting to see where Big Mac goes, but yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Right on. Well, I gotta ask you, man, because what is your secret, right? Because I looked into it. I mean, besides having over 100 credits to your name, you know, multiple recurring appearances on a number of these awesome shows, you know, you're an actor, you're a writer, you're a director, you're also a successful entrepreneur, man, record company, production company, t-shirt line, founder of Demo Nerds, which is an organization that provides free acting classes and services for at-risk youth in the inner cities of Los Angeles. How do you have the time? How do you do this? How? I need to know. I can't. How do you have the time?
Listen, man, I'm just obsessed. Like I'm saying, this is like you say all those things, and I'm just like, it's just like breathing to me, man. I love to do the things that I love to do, and then and then the thing about it is when I dedicate to it, I'm obsessed with it. Like hey, you see all these paintings around me. I paint now, so yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Like I love being able. I love love. So whenever I love anything I want to do, I do it in abundance. So with all that being said, I've been incredibly blessed to have worked and been a part of such an amazing group of projects, and I'm excited for the future as I'm creating my own and just building an entirely new chapter of my legacy moving forward. So I'm really excited for further conversations we have in the future about stuff.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, you know, now getting into the art stuff and doing that and being so, I mean, amazingly talented at it. Is there anything you haven't done yet? Like what's the next obstacle you're going to challenge? The next thing you're going to take on?
Maybe learn how to fly.
With a plane, right? I'm assuming.
You know, no plane. It's been done before. Why would I need to do that? No, just
I believe you can do anything.
17 steps and take off. Like that's what I'm gonna figure out. But no, man, but seriously, that's the exciting part. I'm excited to discover what that other thing is. I have a long list of things that I love now that take most of my life away. So I'm eager to find more things that I'll add to that.
Right on. The last question I'll ask you is, why should people go check out American Carnage when it releases July 15th in theaters and on demand?
Listen, man, it's the weekend. You ain't got no job. But listen, man, it's a fun movie. It's a fun, you got, take your little boo thing, your side chick, whoever you want to take. Some you can snuggle up to. She gonna jump a little bit on you, him or her. And you can have a good weekend watching a fun movie. It has a message as well. So it's a win-win.
Outstanding. Hey, I really appreciate your time. We got to get you on the show sometime, man. I want to do a deep dive into your career. And we can go into it, man. We'd love to.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Most definitely.
Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Continued success for you.
Thank you, my dog. Hey, quiet. Thank you, brother.
All right, we'll be in touch, man. Thanks so much.
Bro.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. I am super excited for tonight's guest. My guest tonight has been going full tilt from a very young age. He started his career as a gymnast at just 4 years old. He climbed the ranks and became a national gold medalist for Great Britain. He retired at 17 and turned his attention to soccer, becoming a semi-pro player at just 19 years old. From there, was on to live action shows, performing stunts, as well as worldwide modeling campaigns and commercials before he decided to turn his skills towards being a professional stunt performer. Over the course of 4 years, he trained in various disciplines such as kickboxing, swimming, the 10-meter high dive, the gymnastics, trampolining, and scuba diving. Since then, he has performed in over 50 full-length feature movies, working closely with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. If you've seen any action film over the last decade, you've definitely seen this man at work. His career has seen him winning 8 SAG Awards, 1 Critics' Choice Award, 2 Emmy Awards, and 2 Taurus World Stunt Award nominations. So everybody, please give a warm welcome to tonight's guest, the incredible Bobby Holland Hanton, everybody. Woo! How's it going, man?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing? You're calling in from across the pond, way out over there. So first of all, there's a lot more light in here than usual because I do my show at night. So I appreciate you calling in to do this, man.
No worries. Thanks for having me, mate. It's always an honor to jump on and have a chat. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we've got you for a short amount of time. You're right about to hit training, so I appreciate you taking the time. I'm gonna hit you with some good ones. So first and foremost, I ask every guest the same question: do you have, and what is your connection to the military? Either ours or yours or anyone's.
I don't actually have a personal connection. I've worked with a fair amount of military advisors and weapons specialists on films that I've worked on, which they're always absolutely amazing to have on set with their knowledge and experience to bring the movie alive as far as weapons and whatever that may be. So yeah, we've been lucky enough to work with some good military advisors.
Outstanding. Yeah, there are a lot of guys, that's the kind of the dream. You get out of the service and then, you can use it for some type of really cool thing versus like, I don't know, bodyguarding or security, mall security or something like that. So that's awesome. Those guys have those opportunities.
It's a great segue in,
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, gymnastics is a huge part of your background. And I watched a couple of your interviews and you talk so passionately about it. And it was such a huge part of your foundation. What makes it so critical and so useful as a background foundational skill to do what you do now?
I mean, listen, gymnastics is hands down for me is the most important skill to have to be a successful stunt performer. That's what I believe. It's obviously my background: gymnastics, high diving, trampolining. That spatial awareness skill that you learn from a very young age that you can then take into stunts is second to none. I believe that, and you know, also martial arts and all those type of things are so good for what I do now. And the crazy thing is, you know, I started gymnastics at 4, and my only desire was to represent Great Britain in the Olympics. And my hero was Vitaly Sherbo from the Belarus, and that's all I wanted to do. And I didn't know that, you know, working that hard from such a young age would put me in such good stead for what I do now. You know, this stunts wasn't even on my radar, not till I was, you know, 20, 21 years old. So gymnastics as a foundation has been absolutely incredible. Godsend.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of that too, the work ethic, right? That's built, you know, that you got to get up early, you got to take care of your body. All those things are such valuable information for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, not just the skill itself, but the life skills of learning discipline from such a young age, and you know, routine and you know, that knowledge of a young age of taking in hard work and pressure of competitions and stuff like that is just it's priceless. It's a priceless you know, learning curve and skill to have from such a young age. And it just, you know, it's definitely carried on throughout my adult years and you know, into what I do now for a living. So it's honestly is a huge benefit from such a young age. And I've, you know, come late June, I have a children's book coming out, my first children's book, first time author, which I'm stoked to be able to say that and do that. It's been an incredible experience going through that process. And that book is all about young children, you know, getting into sports and starting to eat better, and just a little bit of knowledge on that and at a young age, and just inspiration for a young child to want to be more physical and active and fitter and healthier. And it's important for me to try and get that message across. And, you know, just, and what comes along with that is, you know, the book's called The Adventures of Eddie and Flipboy, and Flipboy's a superhero and Eddie's a young little boy like I was, that, you know, it was just crazy energy and didn't even know what discipline was, and just had lots of, you know, energy and wanted to run around and do things. And, you know, he watches this superhero on TV, and, you know, he tries to do these skills and doesn't realize why he can't do them, which, you know, that's a life lesson from a young age that I think is very valuable, that, you know, you have to join a, you know, martial arts club or a gymnastics club or whatever the skill may be, to learn that and discipline and learn how to work hard and learn, you know, you need to train, you know, hard to be able to achieve those skills. And throughout that, he learns about discipline, and he starts to tidy his room. He starts to brush his teeth. He starts to dress himself and brush his hair, all those simple skills at a young age, because, you know, I just feel that it's so easy right now for young children to just pick up an iPad and sit on that for hours. And that's, you know, that's just what happens. That's our culture today. And, you know, when we were kids, the same as you, I'm sure you'd be outside playing and, you know, fitness and breathing in fresh air, and there's not enough of that now. It's, you know, and I just wanted to try and bring as much of that back as possible. And, you know, that's what that book's about. And, you know, it's about trying to, you know, get kids to be more motivated to be healthier and fitter. So I'm excited for that to come out next month. You know, and it's just basically what I went through as a young kid. And, you know, it's better than, like I said, it's better than being on the iPad for 5 hours a day. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I'm so excited. I'm going to look for that. And I have a 5-year-old, so we're definitely going to dive into that. Perfect, man. That'd be great. So how did you know, make that change? Because, you know, you were doing the gymnastics, you did the semi-pro. I mean, we call it soccer, you call it football. But you go from that, and then you kind of just fall backwards into, you know, shooting commercials and then doing stunt work. I mean, what was that transition for you at that time? Well, I think another key element to having that experience was live shows. You know, at 19, you know, when I finished playing semi-pro football, I started doing high diving shows and live stunt shows, acrobatic stunt shows, and getting that live experience. If something goes wrong, you got to think on your feet and just, you know, carry on and try and make something up and try and cover it as best as possible. And that just puts you in great stead for what we do. And then, you know, commercials, I got a taste for film and knowing that you could go again if it goes wrong. You don't want it to go wrong, but you know you can stop and go again, and cutting into things and edits and not having to do the full thing all the time and just, you know, having to do bits and pieces to make the edit work. So, you know, I learned a lot of valuable lessons very early on, and it just put me in great stead for when I was 23, you know, to do my first stunt job, doubling Daniel Craig in Quantum of Solace. I think, if I'm totally honest with you, if I had got the opportunity at 21, I might not be doing what I'm doing now to the level I'm doing it at. I just think the timing was perfect. You know, at 21, I was still kind of unsure and maybe a little bit leery, and, you know, just finding my feet as a kid would. You know, I still class myself as a kid there at 21. So 23, just that small period longer, them extra 2 years, just really made me kind of focus and want to learn from the best and just knuckle down, keep my head down, and be very respectful. And I think that's very important, having on-set etiquette and film etiquette, and knowing when to speak and when to learn and when to listen, which is all the time. And I'm just glad that it worked out timing wise for 15 years later, and I'm very proud and very honored, and still shocks me now to take a step back and think about the things I've achieved and the things I'm very proud of, because it's been nonstop for 15 years, and I'm very blessed.
Yeah, a lot of people, if they're going to get into this line of work, they had maybe a family member or a friend that was in it and kind of worked them into it, and they cut their teeth on very small products, and it's like, oh, his first big credit is Quantum of Solace. You're James Bond essentially. I mean, that's a huge entrance.
Yeah, and again, like, I didn't have that, none of my family were in the film game or TV or anything. So yeah, I was navigating my way through that as someone that couldn't go to any family members for advice. But I think the very fortunate thing I had very early on, and I'm still very lucky to have, the team that I work with on Quantum of Solace, most of that team are all like brothers to me. It was the best team to learn from at that time, and an incredible team that Gary Powell, the stunt coordinator, put together. The Glenn Fosters, Diz Sharp, Nicky Berwick, Lee Morrison, Ben Cook, the list just goes on and on and on. I was so fortunate to get to work with the best and learn from the best straight away. And as I said, they're very close to me now, and very, very good friends of mine, like my brothers. And, that's a valuable lesson. Although I didn't have it in my family, I just knuckled down, kept my head down, and learned from the best.
That's amazing. And I'm curious, that first time you're sitting in a theater and you're seeing your work up on the screen, you're seeing your name in the credits, what's that feeling like?
Incredible. And I think, pinch yourself for a second, I mean, when I decided I wanted to train for the stunt register and become a professional stuntman in film or and TV, I wanted to just get onto the stunt register. That's hard enough as it is. And when I decided I wanted to do that at 21, to have that opportunity at 23 to go straight into the biggest job you can possibly do as a stunt performer was, even now, 15 years later, I think about that and I'm like, how on earth did that happen? And it's not about getting the job sometimes, it's about keeping it. And that was, to get that opportunity was absolutely incredible. And that doesn't happen to everyone every day. I feel so lucky and blessed for that, 100%, this incredible opportunity. But it was still up to me to be able to keep that and continue what I do and to continue what I do. And when you go in at that level and you learn from that at such a young age, you kind of go, where do I go from here? What's the next kind of, how do I repeat that kind of high? And how do I maybe achieve more than that? And I've been so lucky to be able to do that. I went on from there to America with Gary and got my SAG card and did Green Lantern on that, doubling Ryan Reynolds. Then I went on to Batman, The Dark Knight Rises with Chris Nolan. I played a small part in Inception with Nolan as well. And then I went on to meet Chris Hemsworth and became his stunt double in his contract for 10 years and got to double Thor and Captain America in Avengers Age of Ultron in one movie. So as much as you think, you've gone straight in at the top, what's next? Just keep working hard, keep focusing, keep going, because you keep working hard and you will be able to do more and achieve more. And that wasn't enough for me to just settle there. And I've always been like that. It's never enough to settle. There's always more. And I've been so fortunate to be able to do more and so proud of that. And, you mentioned in the intro there, nominated twice for tourists. I've actually been nominated 6 times now and won 2 this year, just gone. I won 2 for Extraction. So, that's a massive, massive, feat for me to achieve. And, I was nominated 4 times in one night, won 2 out of 3 categories. I was nominated twice in one category. And it was just, to be able to get that, it's our version of the Oscars. And it was a massive achievement for me to be able to do that. So, and Extraction was a massive movie for us. And, I'm very proud of the stuff we did there. So, I'm just one of them people that will never settle. And I get the itch. So there's more out there. There's always more. You keep working hard, you keep focusing, you keep having an ambition to do more. Then that is, it's around the corner. It's just about working hard and having that kind of discipline to keep pushing.
There's no peak to the mountain, right? You just keep climbing.
Keep climbing and try new things. I've just managed to do a film a few years back now, actually, because COVID caused a lot of issues, but with, my closest buddies, Damien Walters, Greg Townley, Paulo, all of these boys I've worked with for many years are very, very good friends of mine. Damien's one of my best pals. He directed and wrote an action comedy that we all do our own stunts in, we star in, and Matthew Vaughn picked that up, Matthew Vaughan's one of the biggest filmmakers in the world, in the UK. I love all of his films. He doesn't make a bad movie, and he's picked that up. He was, very impressed with that, and we hope to do a lot more with him. And things are good. You got to keep pushing, and you get these setbacks, all the time. But that's part of life. It's not about the setback. It's how you come back from that. So
wow, that's amazing.
I'm excited to see what the future holds.
That's so cool. And I mean, you named some of them, but you've doubled for Henry Cavill, Chris Pine, Christian Bale, Daniel Craig, Ryan Reynolds, Channing Tatum, Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, you've worn the suit of Thor, of Captain America, James Bond in his, running around gear, and Batman. Like, I like, it's like every child's fantasy. You are a superhero through and through, not just on film in the costume, but in what you can physically do with your body. I've watched the highlight reels, man. It is ridiculous what you make your body do. I mean, could you have ever imagined this as a kid? Like, this would be your life, playing make-believe?
Never in a million years. I couldn't even, even if you put it in front of me, because I think it's more accessible now to be people are starting to learn a lot more about stunts because of, the social media and people, myself as well, like putting it out there, what we do. We're very proud of what we do. And the whole stunt community in the world are very proud of what we do. So it's much more accessible now. It's much more widely known, but as a kid, I didn't even know they existed a lot. Even into my teens, I didn't know stunt performers existed. So it would never have been on my radar. And to be able to sit here now and turning 38 next month, I couldn't have even imagined it. And I'm so proud and happy that I managed to be able to do what I do. And sometimes I guess you get caught up in the, life's fast and you're in the fast lanes constantly, guys. Not often I sit back and actually take a moment to think, wow, I'm excited and so, proud of what I've done so far. I keep saying that, but it's true. And I think that, I guess people never sit back and just take that in for a minute. It's not often I get much time off work, so I'm enjoying that right now. And it's been incredible, but it's never on my radar. I mean, I didn't even know what stunt performer was, and now I'm working with the best people in the world, so it's incredible. And just the experience that I've had with Chris in the last 10 years. He's one of my best buddies. He's like my family, his whole family. His mum and dad are like my second mum and dad. His whole family, his brothers, Luke and Liam, and this network of friends and that have become family to me is absolutely incredible. And those guys inspire me. Chris inspires me to do more and be a better person. And it's great to be able to associate with those kind of people. And you try and surround yourself with people that push you on and inspire you. And I'm very lucky to have such an incredibly great, huge network of great, inspiring, amazing friends. I feel very, very blessed.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, no, they say that the smartest people are the ones that surround themselves with the best people, the people that lift you up and make you a better person. So that's great that you get to do that. And since you don't get a chance to very often look back at your own work, I mean, you've been a part not of just, multiple MCU movies, multiple DC movies. You've been in the Bond franchise, the Harry Potter franchise, Sherlock Holmes, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Mission Impossible, Men in Black, Pirates of the Caribbean. These are like the building blocks of the 21st century, the gold standard of action movies, of great characters, of great stories. I mean, is there a franchise that you haven't yet been in that you're dying to get into?
I don't, franchise wise, I think, like you said, I've been so fortunate to have done most of them, but there was one opportunity and I always wanted to do it, was to stunt double for Superman, to complete that magical 5, if you like, right? To me, and that would have been incredible. And I literally had the opportunity with a good friend of mine, stunt coordinator called Eunice Huthart, and she's incredible. She's now stunt coordinator, second unit director. She used to be Angelina Jolie's stunt double. And she's very, very good friends with Angelina, and she's really pushed on in her career. And she did the Justice League, and she asked me to come on and double Superman. And I was going to go and do that, and that was going to complete it, but it actually clashed with Thor Ragnarok. The timing of it clashed, so I had to say no and had to, went out to Australia a bit earlier than what we first thought. And so that's probably the only one that I think stands out for me where I wish that had happened. And also I think I always wanted to stunt double for Brad Pitt, because I think that guy's one of the most incredible humans on the planet ever, and what a talented man he is, and incredible actor. Like he's so good at what he does in his craft. He's insanely talented. But that was probably one of the actors that I haven't doubled that I always hoped that I would. And, you know, that's kind of been on the radar maybe once or twice before, but never worked out, never happened. But otherwise, I think, I can't think of a franchise right now that, you know, I think, again, like Game of Thrones, I used to watch that. When I started to watch that series before I'd even worked on it, I then watched the up till season, what did I watch it? I think I watched the season 2 or 3 or whatever it was. And I was just like, this show's incredible. I need to get on this show. And it turned out a very good friend of mine, Rowley Earlham's a stunt coordinator, and he's a good buddy of mine. You know, he did the next season. So I got in touch with him and managed to go out and do 3 seasons of that. So, you know, very, very lucky.
Yeah, and you did one of the most memorable scenes when the dragon breathes fire on all these guys. Like, that was your first big fire scene, right? Like that.
Yeah, that was my first ever fire burn. And I think normally you're supposed to, or what happens is you do a partial burn where it might be your legs on fire or your arms or your back, and went straight into a full body burn. But that, again, is credit to Rowley. He believed in what I could do, and he really kind of said, look, I believe you can do this. And I'd be a liar to say I wasn't nervous. You know, it's one of those things. It's a real head. That's tough. That's something you really need to, you know, you breathe in that fire and you're in some serious trouble. So, you know, but he was like, listen, I wouldn't put you in this spot unless I knew that you could do this, and you need to believe in me and believe in yourself. And, you know, I did that on the day, and the buzz was incredible, dude. I just wanted to go straight away again. I was like, put me on fire again. It was incredible. But yeah, I'm very proud of that. Very proud to be able to. And we literally got licked with a flamethrower. It was actually a flamethrower, dude. It was insane.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm curious. We got a couple more minutes with you. Curious, what are your thoughts on actors doing their own stunts?
I mean, look, again, I've been so fortunate that I've doubled some of the most athletic actors out there. You know, Chris Evans is amazing, and Channing's amazing. Chris Hemsworth is amazing at what they do. So it actually makes our job easier. You know, Tom Cruise is incredible. Work with him on Mission Impossible. If they want to do it, they're capable of doing it. And Chris, if Chris wasn't a top actor, he'd be a top stunt performer. He really would. He's so athletic, and he does things way better than I do. Some things, you know, certain things. So I just think that it comes down to being smart. It comes down to timing. It comes down to budget. You know, if an actor does something that they don't need to do, and it doesn't benefit the film, it doesn't benefit the shot, and they do something that's risky and they get injured, that means that film has to go down. And it's happened before in the past, and the film stops for 3-4 months. That costs production a lot of money, because that means the finish date gets pushed. The locations might not be available. The release of the film gets pushed. It can be really expensive. And also there might not be time. You know, we shoot big action movies, and there's main unit, which is the talking heads, the acting unit. Second unit's the action unit. Then sometimes there's a third unit, splinter unit, and then fourth unit where they just shoot inserts. It has to be done properly. And if you get the top producers that know, they've done it before, they have great experience in that, and they're smart about it, you'll finish on time, you'll finish on budget, and you'll keep your actors safe. And that's important. It's important for us as stunt performers to keep our actors safe. And like I said, I've got such a great relationship with Chris, and we've done nearly 15 films together, I think now, and we understand each other. I know what he wants, I know what he needs. He knows what he wants from me, and it just makes it a great working relationship. And, you know, we work so good together, and, you know, you wait till you see the new Extraction. Like, it's all Chris. He's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm excited. I'm dying to see it. I know we've been kept pushing this off so you guys could finish filming that. So I'm finally glad we got to do this. You know, we touched on it just a bit in that for the longest time, stunts wasn't really something that was given a lot of credence to. It's kind of put on the back burner. You know, people ignored it. We're starting to see it appreciated a little bit more, but it's still, I mean, you look at some of these award shows and it's still, best for costuming, best for special effects. There still isn't a lot of, I don't want to say respect. I don't think that's the right word. There's still not a lot of credit given to the stunt work, because you take these stunts out of the movies get a lot more boring. I'll tell you that. So how do you feel about it? That there needs to be more recognition for it, or are we getting there, or do we still have a long way to go?
Listen, I certainly feel like we're moving in the right direction. Maybe it's a little slower than what we would all like. You know, I think sometimes we take 5 steps forward, 2 steps back. But in all honesty, I think, you know, and you have actors like Brad Pitt, who won his Oscar for that stunt movie that he did, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And, you know, he what a legend to call that out and say, look, the stunt guys need to be recognized. Stunt guys and women need to be recognized at what they do. And it's about time. It should have happened a long time ago. It hasn't. I don't know the answer why. I really don't understand why. But it's got to happen. It should happen. It should have happened a long time ago. And I just hope that it will happen. I think it's deserved. And, you know, like you said, if you make an action movie, you take us out of it and, you know, you don't have an action movie. So I totally agree. And I just think it's well overdue. But let's hope it changes. I think, you know, the more we push it, the more we push things on social media, you know, we get, you know, the more actors help out with recognition and shout outs. Chris has always been phenomenal and so good to me and always appreciate what I do. And he posts that on his social medias and, you know, it gets us out there, gets us recognized. And I think at some point there has to be, have to be a change in what's happening right now, especially the Oscars.
Absolutely. And guys like yourself being so vocal about it and being so open and honest with the work. I think for the longest times, a lot of the people in the backgrounds were just kind of willing to like, I'll do the work, I'll get paid and I'll shut up. But you got to be vocal and you got to speak up for those that deserve that recognition. And you're doing an amazing job with that.
Thank you.
The last thing I want to ask you too, because I know we got to go, you know, you put your body on the line and all these guys put their body on the line. I know for a fact you've had a number of surgeries. Can you tell us some of like the biggest hits you've taken, the worst injuries you've gotten, and kind of what's that done to your body doing this kind of work?
Yeah, I think, listen, I think it all stems from me being 4 years old and started gymnastics. That takes a big toll on your body from the age of 4 to 17 to the level that I did it and the intensity that I did it 5-6 days a week, 3, 4, 5 hours a session from such a young age. That takes a toll. And, you know, then getting into stunts, my whole life, I always say this, I feel like I've had a life in a physical degree, a lifetime of a physical degree. That's what it feels like, you know, and it still doesn't stop now. But it has taken a toll and it's, you know, it will continue to take a toll. And that's the decision I made. But, you know, it's part and parcel of what we do is, unfortunately, you do pick up injuries as much as we try and make it as safe as we possibly can with time and rehearsals and breaking down the stunts into small increments and building up in small increments. You know, it's what it is. And, you know, we just try and take care of our bodies the best way we can. We eat well, we train, we try and brush up on our skills. And, you know, I have had some bad injuries and, you know, I've come back from them. So it's, you know, it's also a mental game as well. It's a mindset and it's tough. I'm not going to lie. There's times when you feel down and am I ever going to recover from this? And, you know, luckily I have. So, you know, that's, it can take its toll. And the older you get, the longer it takes to come back. That's for sure.
Outstanding. All right. Last question. Chris Hemsworth is too perfect. Give us some dirt on him. Mate, where's he fault?
That's what we say to him all the time. We're like, you're not a human person. You're like a robot. He is perfect, mate. He's more than perfect. He's beyond that. He's, you know, not only is he one of the best actors around, you know, he's the biggest movie star and, you know, the most athletic and, you know, takes care of his friends and family more than you'd ever could imagine. He's, you know, he helps charities out. He's the best husband, the best dad. Like he's one of the best friends. Like he's top, mate. He's just one of those, you know, if you're in his life, you're a very lucky person. He's one of those guys. And, you know, he's absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. You know, when I look at my life and I go, man, so many things are wrong. I'm like, well, because he took it all. He took all of it.
He took it all, mate. He didn't leave anything for anyone else.
He doesn't. Okay, where can people follow you? What do you have coming up that they can support you on? They can look for you on? What do you got?
Yeah, so anyone can go and follow me on Instagram, BobbyDazzler84. On TikTok, Bobby Holland Hanton. I have a children's book coming out late June, around the 20th of June. So if people follow my socials and they want to, get the book and help a first-time author, because hopefully I'd like to make a series of these and bring a superhero girl into it. I think we can get a really good message across, you know, if we do well with book sales. So, you know, people follow my social medias. We got some big things coming up. We have our action movie coming out very soon, or hopefully this year at some point that Matthew Vaughn is producing and will be releasing called School Fight. So we've got Thor coming out in July and we've got Extraction. It's probably at the end of the year, hopefully, or the beginning of next. So we've got a lot of exciting things, and you know, Centre is taking off, and we've got some really cool programs and more stuff to come with Centre. So there's some really exciting times, and yeah, if anyone wants to go and follow that and check out me being basically a stupid idiot and just messing about and having fun because I'm a big fat kid. So that's fine. That's how I like to hang about and mess about, and you know, go and check it out.
Awesome, man. And I have so much more I want to ask you, but we're going to save that for a part 2 because I know you got to get out there. You got to work that body. You got to get right. So thank you, Bobby, so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to our next sit down where we'll really dive into some of your work.
We will.
Because I'm excited about it. I'll give you the last couple seconds here to say goodbye to the audience, and then we will toss it to a break.
Guys, thank you very much for having me, mate. Appreciate it. And like you said, we'll catch up again soon. Hopefully we've got some big things to come. So
awesome, man. Super excited. All right, guys, we'll be right back. after this.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. That was fun. Let's get Radar back in here. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Say hi, Radar.
Hi, Radar.
So, that was different.
That was good, though. I liked it.
We got a quickie. We had a quickie with Alan Maldonado. And then we had a great sit down with Bobby Holland Hanton. Again, he's not a name you probably know, but you really should. Follow his social media because he posts some awesome stuff. The dude is a man's man. He is he's something else. He's something else. Me and Radar were chatting, and I was like, me and him are we're the same age. And
yeah,
you know,
and the same physical level, obviously.
Obviously. More or less. A lot less.
Yeah.
But you know, and I'm like, this dude has been Bond. He's been Batman. He's been Wolverine. Or I was gonna say Wolverine. Thor. He's been Captain America. He should be Wolverine. Shit. I mean, the guy's jacked. I mean, he's the only stuntman who can match the physical attributes of Chris Hemsworth. Like, there aren't a lot of guys with his build and his athletic ability, same way, you know, Chris Hemsworth is. You know, so when you see Thor doing all these crazy flip dive, whack-a-mole, bouncing off shit, that's our boy Bobby doing it, you know? He's been the personal double for Chris Hemsworth for over 10 years, 15 movies. Extraction 2, when it comes out later this year, early next year, that's our boy Bobby.
Yep.
And Charles says, I bet it'd be cool to look at someone and say, I'm Batman. Yeah. Yeah. I would think so. I would think so. But that's what blew me in my mind away about this is that let's say you have someone like Chris Hemsworth, and it's like,
yes,
you know, okay, you're Thor. That is what you are. You are Thor. Forever now and forever will be Thor. And you can't go out in public because you're Thor. Right?
Right.
This guy has been Thor, Captain America, Batman, James Bond. Like, he's been all these characters in the MCU, in he's worn the suits and yet can just blend into normal society, never has to worry about the pressures of being the celebrity status because, you know, he's just a stuntman. When you know, like, the dude has been lit on fire by a flamethrower. By a fucking flamethrower.
Right.
How many people can say that?
Not that are alive.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people can say that.
How many people can say it with their lips still attached to their
Well, that's
to
true.
their mouth?
I was going to say, lots of people have been hit with flamethrowers. Don't want to talk about it.
I'm blown away, man. I'm blown away.
So are people with flamethrowers.
Rob says he's got a real secret identity. Yeah, he's the real secret identity of all these superheroes. I was watching a thing on him, and like one of his first stunts of his professional career was on Quantum of Solace. It was Quantum of Solace. It's the one scene where, like, James Bond jumps from like one roof to the other, and like he did it. Like he actually did it. No wires. And I'm like, what? Like, we didn't have the time because I would have loved. We're gonna have him. We're gonna have him back. We're gonna do a longer sit down with him because that blows my mind when you're like, okay, it's my first job as a stuntman in Hollywood. What's that? Jump from this building to that building? Like, okay, what's that? No safety equipment? Okay. Just flings himself from one building to another.
Like, y'all better pay me.
Just like, these are the guys that don't get recognized. There's fucking Emmys for...
They get wrecked.
Yeah, you better recognize that they get wrecked. You get, again, no offense, but like Emmy for best costume designer. Emmys for, best CGI. And I'm like, this dude is hurtling his body. He's being lit on fire, thrown hundreds of feet.
You're right. You're right. How come they don't get a fucking Emmy or something?
They don't get recognized.
No, they don't get nothing.
Take the stuntman out of Hollywood, and movies are going to be really boring or really CGI'd. He did this really cool thing. Again, we didn't get to talk about it. He did this really cool commercial. I forget it was like for yogurt or something. It was something like you're like, what's exciting about that? And what they did was, it was over a pool, and they had him like on a high dive, and they had a car suspended in air with the doors open, and he had to dive through the car into the pool.
No.
And I'm like,
that sounds dumb as fuck.
Do you realize how badly that can go? Like, if you're just a hair off. Now, the way they did it was like on like a zip line kind of thing where like it guided him to keep him online. But still, that's incredibly dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
very dangerous.
Man, so much respect. Much respect for what these guys put their bodies through. There's a great film on Disney Plus by a guy we had on the show not too long ago, Kurt Matilla, something like that. He was the director. He made a movie called Stuntman, and it's about a very prolific stuntman in Hollywood and kind of all the things he's done and how he kind of ended his career, and like just great film. Highly recommend you guys watch it. It's really good. Yeah, Craig says that's a whole lot of nope.
A whole lot of nope.
Charles says definitely not enough respect or recognition for the stunt doubles. There you go, man. Respect. Anything?
It's not just respect, dude. It's like, it's fucking insanity. What these guys do.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, it's true. Anything? Any takeaways from that for you? Like anything that jumped out to you?
No.
That wonderful interview.
No, you guys are the same age. It's weird.
Somebody put in the comments where they're like, I just it was Kaz. He's like, I'm exhausted now.
Yeah.
It's like you hear
you're like he's sitting in the car outside the gym or whatever. I'm like, yeah, he's still on the pre-workout. You can tell.
Yeah, he's just like, let's go, like, and how awesome
He also
of a guy.
might have been really excited to be there though too.
Yeah, no, I mean, how cool of a guy to take time out of his schedule, literally time out of his schedule, his workout schedule, to sit in a car and talk to me, hundreds of thousands of miles away. And was just really cool about it, really giving of his time as much as he could. And I will say this about him. We got in touch a long time ago. I'm talking 8-9 months ago. And I reached out. I said, hey, man, I would love to have you on the show. And right away, he was like, yes, I want to do it. But I'm currently in Prague shooting this. And I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, get back to me in 2 months. All right, cool. And I got back to him in 2 months. Hey, man, we're excited. Let's get you on the show. I really want to do it. I'm so for it. I'm currently in Chile filming like this other thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get back to you in a couple months. And again, no knock to him. He's a very, very busy guy. very busy in the industry, highly in demand. And every time I talked to him, he was in a different country. And so for us to get that interview together, he was literally like, I'm back in the UK because that's where he lives. He's like, I got here a couple days ago. I'm leaving out in a week and a half. He's like, can we sit down and do this? And I'm like, yes. He squeezed me into his workout routine, which is so nice of him. Such a good dude. We'll have to get him back. You know, could talk Thor and Extraction 2 probably when Extraction 2 comes out. But just such a nice guy, such a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And wish I had more time with him, but we'll get that later. Anywho, I'm pretty excited. We're coming to the end of the night. I'm pretty excited because
I'm excited too.
This weekend there is a convention happening right down not down the block, but not too far from me. It's called Shore Leave. It's the 42nd annual Shore Leave. It's a kind of a more of like a sci-fi D&D kind of convention versus like a traditional Comic-Con, but it's a good time. Lots of great guests. Your boy has some press passes. Me and Nemo, who's out in the chats, we're going to be bringing live coverage. I still don't know exactly what we're going to do. We're kind of winging it, but that's what we do here at Pop Culture Warrior.
We're kind of winging it.
Fucking wing it. Again, I've been trying to grow this show, right? It started as one thing and it kind of grew into another thing, which grew into another thing. And now I'm doing the press screeners for movies and interviews for publicity stuff, interviews, and now press coverage at conventions. So it's exciting. And 2 former guests are going to be there, Adam Baldwin and Eddie McClintock. And I've already reached out to both of them. We're getting together and we're going to do something. I don't know what it is, but we're going to do something. And whatever it is,
you better be fucking cake stands or something.
We'll film it.
Can you do cake stands with them? That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
I don't think that's going to work.
I feel like they're both cake standy kind of people.
I happen to know Eddie is sober, which is great.
Good for him.
Which is great. Outstanding for him.
Good for him. Actually, yeah, good for him. So I'm not wrong. Back in the day, he'd been down for the cake stands.
Back in the day, Eddie is quite the. We remember we had that long conversation with Eddie on the show, and it was like a 2-hour interview because my man he enjoyed himself on this show. It still currently holds the record for the longest single interview.
Hey, you can record them.
Nice. Eddie can hold my feet while I do it. Great. We'll film some stuff. We'll have some fun. I'm excited to see what it's like. When it comes to conventions, I'm still trying to feel out what is it that I can bring. Is it going to be just pictures of the conventions? Is it going to be?
I know what you can bring.
Okay.
You can bring radar.
Fucking fly down here.
Looking for something to bring. Bring fucking radar. That's what you bring.
I'll have we'll Skype you in. I'll have you on a tablet and I'll just walk you around. You'll just be a floating. You'll be the man in the bubble.
Yes. Have it like in a have this duct tape your iPad to a helium balloon.
Yes. That's
says
what
get well soon.
Anyway, so we do have Shore Leave coming up. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to be trying to 2 people I have my eye. Well, there's a few people I have my eye on as far as celebrity guests that are going to be there. Try to see if maybe we get an in, maybe we get some quotes, maybe we get some promises to come on the show. I got to get it on film so that it's contractually obligating,
Yes.
But yes, we'll definitely be doing that. Keep an eye on the socials this weekend. Probably going Saturday, Sunday, I think. It's also Friday, but Fridays are always kind of weird days. Saturday, Sunday, we're definitely going. Other than that, which there will be a Pop Culture Warrior next week because we will have a guest, and I'm going to say that guest's name because I can do it. We have the wonderful, I'm going to try this, Anjali Bhimani. Anjali Bhimani, joining us next week. She's from Miss Marvel. I think she plays Aunt Rose or Aunt Ruby, something like that, in Miss Marvel. So she'll be joining us. We'll be talking about she's in a ton of stuff. First of all, a ton of stuff besides Miss Marvel. She's like one of the voices on the super popular Overwatch video game and a bunch of other things, anime shows and a bunch of other appearances she's had. So that's going to be a really fun conversation. Live, not pre-recorded, live. And so excited for that. And then that weekend, your boy CQ is going to Atlanta, Georgia, because I'll be filming an episode of Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. You're going to see a lot of this. Good answer. Good answer. You're going to see a lot of that. I've been practicing.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've been practicing. So I've already spoken to one of the producers, and I was talking to him, and which I'm going to try to bring one of the producers onto this show, and of course Steve Harvey, because, but the producer's like, I'll definitely do it. Steve, we'll see. I was talking
Give him
to
a funny fucking answer.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
He's like, name things to discuss people. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
No. Something that discusses people. Radar.
Radar on Pop Culture Warrior. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday nights. That's going to be the longest answer. Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. WTF Nation Radio. I don't think that's on the board. Well, I got it on TV. Who cares? I'll be flying.
They'll just edit it out.
I'll be flying to Atlanta. And also, I'll be staying there oh, shit.
What?
I just had a thought. I'm trying to get on one of these, they have tours that will take you to all the different filming locations around Atlanta because, a lot of Marvel movies got shot there. Walking Dead gets shot there. So there's these tours that will take you to all these very photogenic places. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun to do. So I was staying an extra day. The issue is they don't sell single tickets. They sell tickets in pairs.
To what?
To these tours, to these Marvel Walking Dead tours.
Why? That sounds dumb.
Don't fucking know why. I don't work there.
Have Adam Baldwin go.
Hey, Adam, you want to go on a Walking Dead tour with me?
You fucking might, dude. You don't know.
It's the dumbest thing. Yeah, I want to be memorable. Scott, do the dirtiest answers possible. That way when people search, because worst answers in Family Feud, that's got to be me. It's like, name something you eat. And I'm like, gasoline.
Pussy. Wait, what?
What? You just try to get.
It'd probably be on there.
Just try to get viral. Charles, you want to go with me? Fuck it, bro. Let's go. Ping me. Charles.
There's got to be somebody out here who listens that's from Atlanta that will go hang out with you.
There you go.
Yeah, on your Patreon.
Yeah. Charles, what's up, bud? Let's link up. You hit me up in the chat. I'm not joking either. Hit me in the chats. We'll fucking go. We'll do a Marvel tour, Walking Dead tour, whatever. And we'll have a fucking good time.
It sounds fun, dude. I wish I could do it.
I'll bring you some Pop Culture Warrior swag. I'll bring you a shirt or something, man. Let's go. He says, yeah, I live in Atlanta. All right, rock on, man. Ping me, dude. Ping me. We'll go. We'll hang. We'll have a good time. Lunch is on me.
It does, dude. If I was closer, I'd go.
Yeah. So other than that, I think those are the biggest things happening around the corner. So there won't be a Pop Culture Warrior that week. So this Tuesday, yes. The following Tuesday, no, because I'll be coming back from Atlanta that day.
Yes.
So we won't be doing something that day. But lots more show. Oh, and Jesus Christ, how could I fucking forget? Please, God, vote for us. Podcast Awards. Podcastawards.com. Scott says that should be a prize on one of your giveaways. Come to blank with CQ. Listen, I love that idea, but CQ ain't got that kind of money to fly person to place and then pay
CQ
for
ain't
excursion.
got that kind of coin. Yeah.
CQ wishes he had that kind of money. Let me get some fucking sponsorships from this show. Some of y'all people out there, you gotta know. Fucking, I don't care if it's Ed's hardware store. if you know somebody that wants to sponsor a show, I'll take it. I will fucking take it. And then I can do shit like, hey, I'll fly you and a guest to my house and make you breakfast. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
I'll make you breakfast.
I'll fucking make you waffles. My son loves my waffles. So yeah. So yeah, definitely. I've been stumping for votes. So yes, Podcast Awards. Podcastawards.com,
yes.
podcastawards.com, podcastawards.com. Please register. It takes 3 seconds. Literally 3 seconds. Put in your email, put in your name, click, you're done. And then make sure you vote for us for People's Choice and Entertainment, Best in Entertainment. And remember to check the little box at the bottom that says you'd like to be a judge, to be considered as a judge. Because if you get the call, it's an email. If you get the email, that vote matters. Because here's the thing. The masses are what gets you nominated, but it's the people that get chosen to be judges that will determine who wins. So if the most Pop Culture Warrior fans become judges, then most likely Pop Culture Warrior is gonna win. Right? It just makes sense. So
makes sense to me.
God bless. Greg
makes sense to me.
Greg had his wife and kids make accounts and vote. God bless you, man. That's the shit I'm talking about.
I go every day.
He says
every day.
He says he's been stumping for votes. I don't want to know what stumping is. It sounds dirty, but I'll take it. If it gets me votes, I'll take it.
That means he's got a hole in the gas station wall. That stall 3.
No. Hey, if it gets me votes, man, more power to you. More power to you. If I don't got to do it.
It says vote for Pop Culture Warrior.
Insert and vote for Pop Culture Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I don't got to do it and it's getting me votes, I'm for it, man. I believe in it. Anyway, so yeah, so we got that. Voting ends. Voting is July. So voting ends July 31st. Get those votes in. Share it with other people. Let them know to vote. Please and thank you. I swear to God, if we win, I will do something crazy. Like I will do a giveaway that's crazy. I will do you remember we did the 100th episode giveaway. I'll make that look like a joke.
Okay.
Like a gag. It's going to be so epic. And then I don't fuck, like I was going to say, like I'll shave my head. I mean, that's not going to take a lot of work. I will do something crazy. I will let the audience decide what crazy. I'll get a tattoo. I'll get the Pop Culture Warrior tattoo look. I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
A horrible idea.
Yes, I will do whatever horrible idea.
They get Radar's picture on the inside of your left arm.
I'll get the sorry about it tattoo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get this tattoo. I will do it. I will fucking do it. Where do you go vote? It is podcastawards.com. Here, I'm gonna type it here. You type it there. Podcastawards.com in the chats. Whatever chats. Podcastawards.com. Super, 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 super easy. With that, be very careful with it. I know what I said, and I said what I said, and I will stick to what I said, and it's here for all eternity. So, yes. Daniel, no worries.
Why am I hitting enter and nothing's happening?
No worries, Daniel. If you become a judge and you use your vote for CQ, you should get a prize. You know what? We'll figure out a way to do it. Podcastawards.com. Boom.
I can't send it on.
I
can't
think
send it on the radio chat.
I think I spelled that right.
I typed it in the radio chat and I'm hitting enter.
Yeah.
Enter.
I see radars. I see.
Yeah, but it's not entering.
Whatever. It's fine.
It's on the main page.
It's on the main page. So yeah, Scott, that's a good idea. If you become a judge and use your vote for CQ, you should get a prize. Yeah, I'm with that. I can figure something out. Okay, I guess you'd have to like screenshot it or something. or screenshot the email that you. I don't know. We figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we'll make it challenge coins. Yes, I'll fucking send you guys challenge coins. I don't give a shit. I'm still waiting. The order's been placed for a while. I still haven't gotten an update. It's coming from like China. It's coming from China.
Of course, it's coming. China.
It's coming from. China. So when it gets here, I'll give an update to that. But yes, those challenge coins are gonna be fucking badass. That's it. That's all I got, man. Radar, you got anything? Got anything to add?
Not really.
Meet and greet would be awesome. I'll meet and greet you. I will come. Yeah, I will go to your house. I will show up to your house and make you breakfast.
That seems a little bit.
That's a little aggressive. It's a little aggressive. I will show up to your house. I will pick out your outfit. We'll go into your closet and pick out your outfit. You know,
because you ain't looking all fucking all weird around me. It ain't happening.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, a lot again. Yeah. Whatever.
Fuck it, dude.
If we could win, that would be sick. That would be so cool. I mean, what an honor. Like if I won it, like I would literally, I don't know. I would literally lose my mind, and like I definitely wouldn't enter again. Like if you win, go out on top. Like if we won Best in Entertainment, I wouldn't even enter.
Nah,
ever
I would.
again.
No, we'd have you gotta defend the title, son.
Nah, because then you like the feeling is you have to keep winning it.
Yeah,
then it'd be a letdown.
That's what I'm saying. And then someone's got to knock us off the top, son.
I feel like that'd be a letdown. I'd rather just go out on top. Anyway, all right, Mr. Radar.
Yo,
we've reached that time of the night where we tell fine folks at home what they can expect coming soon to WTF Nation Radio.
Well, this week and most weeks, a typical week on pop culture or on this station. Tonight has been Tuesday, and you've listened to him, CQ, me, Radar. It's Pop Culture Warrior. Tomorrow, Don's a day. Day of no scheduled activities. Day off. It's Wednesday. Take it off. Now, Thursday, you come back, Swords time. Ice, Spanky, talking about all things big sergeanting. Big Army, National Guard, Reserves, sergeanting stuff. If you're in the military still, you want to be there. If you're out of the military, you want to be there so you make fun of them poor fuckers having to pull duty this weekend while we're out drinking beers. Now, anyway, after that, after Thursday is Friday. Friday Night Freedom with Kaz. He was in here earlier. And his buddy Pookie. They bring all kinds of fun shit. It's a very eclectic show they have, and they talk about all kinds of shit. It's amazing. It's a good show. Be there Friday nights. Now, Saturday, Sunday, days off. Donza. Days of no scheduled activities. Fuck weekend, baby. We're going to be there. We're going to be at the lake. We're going to be doing all kinds of stupid shit. He's going to be at a Comic-Con festival, and I don't know what I'm doing. Probably making jams and jellies. Anyway, that's what we do on weekends. Now, Monday, the aptly named Monday edition with Ice and Shipwreck sometimes. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Anyway. They talk about on Mondays, they talk about all kinds of current events, crazy shit happening in the world. They're going to let you know about it. Okay? Then, after Monday, the night we've all been waiting for, Tuesday, him CQ, me Radar for Pop Culture Warrior.
That's right. And can you give them a little tease of what's coming soon?
Coming soon? Well, next week we've got a guest.
Well, shows coming soon.
Oh, shows coming soon. We do have a couple new shows possibly coming soon. We've got on Sunday nights, I believe is the night we've dedicated to this, is going to be the Sports Bar. He was in here earlier. Coach is going to be hooking us up with some sporting goods, some sportsing. I feel like Sunday is going to be weird because I'm going to be watching football, listening to him talk about football. It's going to be, it's my grandma. My grandma used to do that. She would watch one game and she'd have another game on the radio. I'm going to turn into my grandma. Anyway. But we have some other things coming on. Maybe Wednesday, I think, is going to be a little show, too. It's going to be live from the Lutheran Church. We're going to... from our Savior's Lutheran Church is going to be our
basement of our local Lutheran church.
That's how we're going to do it.
The smoke pit.
That's it's going to be the smoke pit. Yeah, don't smoke at church. They get mad at you. Coming soon.
Hey, Mary from Nebraska. You got here just in time for us to say goodnight. This has been a lovely, lovely, lovely episode. Yes, Heath, CQ's Quickies coming soon.
Yes.
Who knows?
Coming soon, coming often.
Coming often, coming soon, coming often. Who knows? Maybe we'll I could have it could be CQ's segment on the smoke pit. It could be CQ's Quickies.
You can pop in.
Could be like
a
quick segment.
CQ's Quickies on Radar Show.
Yes. We'll figure it out.
I would shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It'll be the highest quality production of the whole night. So
we get you there. All right. This has been an absolute blast. You guys are awesome. Thank you for tuning in. We always have a good time here at Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday nights on WTF Nation Radio. We will have more for you next week. Don't miss out. Tune in. Check us out. Follow the socials. And please, God, vote for us on the Podcast Awards. Please.
Podcastawards.com.
Podcastawards.com. For was it People's Choice and Best in Entertainment. All right, guys. We will see y'all next week.
We are entertaining. When you think entertaining, I want you to think CQ and Radar.
Sorry about it. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Say goodnight, Radar.
Night, Radar.
Shots.